B.E.A. family, what is happening? Today I wanted to talk about a little bit mixed up today. So I usually go always inspiration, motivation, encouraging, uplifting. I wanted to actually go the total opposite today and talk about the topic of depression, right? A few different things on obviously what it is we'll speak about quickly, how we may be able to make the turn into a lighter area and a more positive area if we are feeling depressed. And I wanted to make this video because I feel like all of us can relate, if not firsthand, if not actually, personally relate within ourselves. We can relate with a loved one. We can relate with a friend who may have dealt with such a terrible state. So depression is someone that is in the state of dejection, of despondency, you know what I mean? Very discouraged, very in the feeling of helpless, right? You're feeling a feeling of helplessness, of lack of hope, lack of faith, lack of love maybe. It's just a state that absolutely nobody wants to be in whatsoever. I think we can absolutely all agree on that. And I think that a lot of us tend to maybe judge or maybe criticize those who may actually be depressed because they can't seem to get themselves out of it. But I want you all to know, this is the best advice that I could probably give you guys regarding this topic, is that no one wants to feel depressed. So I want you all to try to realize that next time you may feel impatient with a loved one, you may feel agitated or just annoyed with how one is not progressing throughout a sad time in their life and they're stuck in the mud. I want you to realize that no one wants to feel this certain terrible way. So that is something that I would like all of us to become more aware of when we may be dealing with something such as someone dealing with being depressed. So the state of helplessness, right? The state of dejection, like I said, and feeling like nothing is good enough, right, is an absolutely awful state to be in. And I think personally that one thing that can truly help someone who is depressed, like I said, if it's not you, maybe you can share this with someone else you may know that may be in a certain situation. I think, and I always say it, this is why I love making these videos, because Believe.Excel.Achieve isn't just for fitness and looking good and being a bodybuilder of whatever sort, or just going to the gym. It's nowhere near. That's a little piece of what I try to put out. I think that one way to help depression, to help you overcome, is to force the fire. And I've always said it time and time again, and I love standing by it. The thing that you don't want to do most, even when it comes to working out, when it comes to going to work, when it comes to socializing, when it comes to accepting a new challenge, when it comes to being depressed, being in a state of feeling stuck, a state of helplessness, you have to force the fire. And I understand completely that it's a lot easier said than done. Believe me, I have my own fair share of issues as well. But please do your best for yourself to force the fire. When I say force the fire, I mean do things, anything, the littlest possible thing, day in and day out, that may help you grow closer to success, grow closer to overcoming the state of mind and the state altogether that you have been in. Force the fire. If you feel that, this is a serious thing, if you feel that you may be too depressed to get up and clean your room, too depressed to get up and shower, maybe wash your face, right? Maybe clean up a little small part of your room, right? You're forcing the fire in this sense, right? You're engaging your mind because in a positive way, because you're doing something rather than nothing, right? So ultimately, when it comes to a snowball effect, I always like to think of the snowball effect not only as a negative downward fall, right? But if you're building a snowball, you could also go uphill too. Of course, it's going to be tougher, but that will build, that will magnify and become bigger and stronger and better once you work with it, right? Once you go uphill and you do little, even if it's little by little, like I'm saying, forcing the fire doesn't have to be something extraordinary every time you do it, right? If you don't want to go to the gym one day, but you still go to the gym, if you do 20 minutes worth of work in the gym, you still did 20 minutes more than what you would be doing at home on the couch. That is why I love making these videos, because I feel like forcing the fire can relate to so many different aspects of your life. In this certain situation, depression, I feel that if we do absolutely anything to get ourselves up and moving and physically active in any way, shape, or form, we will be on the right track. I want you all to think about that as often as possible, and I want you all to realize that there literally, I believe, is no worse feeling in this world than feeling helpless for yourself. So take that into consideration next time you may be impatient with a loved one or a friend or someone that you may be conversating with, because it is a terrible feeling and nobody wants to feel this way. With that being said, depression is a bitch, yes, but you can and you will overcome the stuckness, right? The state of being just stuck where you are, right? You can overcome this, and you will if you force yourself to do the things that you may not want to do or feel like doing. You need to be a little uncomfortable in order to change with anything in life. It's not going to come easy when you want to change, right? And obviously, if you're in a depressed state, you may not think of it, but you want to change, and you want to change for the better, right? Your mind may be playing tricks on you. Your body may not be totally up to it, but once you force yourself to become active in any way, you can build off of that, and I truly believe that that will be a silver lining, a turning point in your life for you to get out of this rut that you may be in. Lean on your friends, lean on your family, lean on people on YouTube. I'm not kidding when I say that. I make these videos for people who need the help, right? I am doing what I can for people who may not have someone at home. Watch my videos. You know what I mean? Reach out to a counselor. I go to therapy. I'm not ashamed to say that. I've never been ashamed to say that. Why wouldn't we want to help ourselves grow stronger mentally, to ourselves and the people, anyone that we may want to grow stronger with, right? Why wouldn't we want to improve ourselves? Why not? I go to a professional psychologist here and there whenever I feel like it. I love it. It's natural medicine. I'm speaking to a professional and he's giving me back advice and information that I can use to better myself. That would be silly not to. Luckily, I have the insurance to do so. YouTube is a free counseling session. I'm not saying all of it's right. I'm not saying if it's all of it's correct or proper, but it can hopefully get you out of a negative situation or groove that you may be in. That's why I use these sites. That's why I love making these videos, to help. I aspire and I wish to help as many as possible. You will overcome this, and you can. Even if you don't think you can. Force the fire as soon as possible. Force the fire. You're not going to feel like doing it, but do it anyway. Good luck.